Talking upside on Fantasy Football Today in 5. I am going to give Dave Richard a trio of players at each position, and he'll tell us who has the most upside. At quarterback, Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, Caleb Williams.
I'll say Love because I love the way that he finished last year, 25 fantasy points per game in his final 9. He also got off to a good start last year. We don't know what we've got with Caleb Williams. We think we know what we've got with Kyler Murray. And yes, he definitely has some good upside himself. But I think Jordan Love is probably just a little bit better than Kyler.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Kyler's shown us in the past he could be QB1, at least for like half a season. Then he's run into injuries or whatever. But do you think Kyler has as much upside as what he's shown us in the past, at his best with Hopkins?
No, he definitely has it. We put a ton of stock into Marvin Harrison. I was thinking about it today, just how we're immediately anointing Marvin Harrison. But usually when these receivers come out with as much, touted as much as Harrison has, they don't miss. So I think that Harrison is in a real good spot to help drive up the numbers for Kyler.
All right, next up we have 3 running backs, Josh Jacobs, Isaiah Pacheco, and Derrick Henry.
I'll take Henry as the one that has the most upside because we've seen it, and he's in an offense that might even be better and more conducive for him to score a touchdown every single week, have a bunch of monster yardage games on top of it. I know he's older. I know that that's the fear with him, but we're just talking about upside. The dude has a chance to score like what a low-end fantasy quarterback might score in a week, and that's even in non-PPR.
Do you think Jacobs could be a true every down back for the Packers?
Yeah, I think he can. I think he'll end up being the primary back for them, and I'm guessing that he ends up averaging a little bit more than 15 PPR points per game. I bet he gets 15.3. That'll be his number this year. And that would be, if he finishes with 15.3, that's his second best year in the NFL. I think he's in a good spot.
All right, next up, DK Metcalf, Christian Kirk, and Keenan Allen. Who has the most upside? Metcalf, Kirk, Allen.
Allen has the lowest upside of the 3. I think if it's non-PPR, half PPR, I'd have to say DK Metcalf. But if it's full PPR, I'll lean toward Kirk because I think he'll lead the Jaguars in targets. I'm not sure if DK will. He didn't last year. And I think Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to get a lot of targets playing out of the slot. It's what this new offense has been shown to have a tendency to do. And I think that hurts DK a little bit. So if it's full PPR, it's Kirk.
George Kittle, Kyle Pitts, and Evan Ingram. This one's tough, I think. Kittle, Pitts, and Ingram. Who's the most upside?
I think you have to say Pitts just because he's the youngest of the 3. He's the one that we think can be the most explosive of the 3. He didn't show that last year. I'm nervous about drafting Kyle Pitts. I think there's going to be somebody in every league that takes him before I would take him. But I'd be remiss if I didn't think about the upside play with him and just the fact that he's more of a wide receiver and a playmaker down the field than he is a true tight end. I think that gives him an edge. Tack on the upgrade at quarterback. I think Kyle Pitts is the one that has the most upside.
All right, who has the most downside? Kittle, Pitts, Ingram.
Removing injury?
Yeah.
I don't think it's Kittle. I think it could be Pitts because we've seen it now for a couple of seasons. He's been under 10. I think he's been under 10.0 PPR points per game every year of his career. And I think that there's a chance that Drake London could be the easy alpha receiver and the top target in the Atlanta offense. And we know that Bijan's going to get work in the passing game.
All right, Dave Richard.
Same answer. Pitts for upside, Pitts for downside.
Well, you have the most upside on the show, Dave. Just want you to know that.
Thanks, Adam.
You're my breakout 2.0. All right, that's Dave Richard. I'm Adam Azer. We'll talk to you tomorrow on FFT in 5.